time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chairperson to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and a roll call vote will follow. First item on the agenda is approval or amendment of the agenda that has been presented.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move that we approve the agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I second that.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
I have an something here. For the approval of the claims, that shouldn't be until next Tuesday.
What's that?
On
the consent?
On the consent agenda.
Yeah, the approval of the claims. Because we won't be doing those.
Won't be doing that? So let's just,
Well, there's nothing there to approve. Would you be more comfortable if we amended the agenda, or just, we're really not doing anything because there's no claims to approve?
We're not doing anything, but we should probably make a note that there isn't any claims to.
Still, you want to amend or?
you want to just scratch item 7?
You're a parliamentarian.
Well, we want to just take out 7, or do we want to, we can do that.
Or make a comment on that?
Mr. Chairman, I would, if it's okay with the second, I would change my, and this won't be a regular amendment, but just change my motion to approve the agenda excluding number 7 being the approved claims.
And I will second that.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Is that okay with you?
That is excellent.
Okay. And just for the record, we are voting on this, on the corrected version.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, roll call, please.
Patton.
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 2, the chairman and vice chair selection for 2016.
Mr. Chairman, it's been a pleasure working with you these last 5 years. We're starting out year number 6.
You're making me feel old, David.
You are old.
Okay, thank
By
you.
the way, we're the same age, so there's not a lot we can do about it, but Bill's older than we are.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that gives you any comfort, we're there.
But, yes,
You feel
there's
better.
some days the wisdom of my age just spews out.
Well,
Don't let it spew out.
you know, it's a pleasure working with both of you, and it's extremely important that the 3 individuals that sit in these chairs give the respect of the others' opinions, and it's why this particular board and the previous one has worked together and got so many things done these last 5 years. With that being said, I would like to propose a motion that Denny Gravenbauer be our chair for the next year and Bill Patton be our vice chair.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'd second that motion.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other further discussion?
No, I just feel it's very important that the public realizes that the cohesiveness of this board and their ability to respect each other's opinions and work together is vitally important.
Well, as this whole last year has progressed, me being the new guy, I really appreciate the help and things from you guys. You gave the help, you gave the ideas, and when I said, why do we do it this way, you were forthcoming with the answers. You didn't say, that's stupid, Bill.
Whether you wanted to hear them or not.
Yeah, right. You just said, this is great, and I really have enjoyed working with you. I go home every night, and I'm not mad at anybody, and
Well, good.
I think that sounds real. You know, people don't realize that we do work as a group, and still, we do give our individual opinions.
Yep.
We do disagree, and sometimes when we get to the meetings, it sounds like it isn't, but we do disagree and work our way through things. So
But it's
I appreciate all that.
It's just so seldom in today's world that bodies that are made up of different political parties can't get those things done, and we've managed to do it. Now, if we could just get this cooperation on the state and the federal level, we wouldn't have the problems we have today.
And I would just like to add, it's been a privilege and an honor serving the people of the county in this capacity, and I look forward to this final year of my sitting in this chair, representing as the chairman again, and moving on and keeping what we've got, keep the ball rolling in the direction of.
Before we get too far, we probably ought to vote to be sure that you are going.
I'm going to call for the question.
Roll call, please.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay. Again, thank you. Thank you, guys. Moving on now, the consent agenda. This is approval of the minutes from our regular session of December 29, 2015. And then we get into our Board of Supervisors appointments that started on January 1, 2016. There are 16 different appointments that we take care of through the course of the year. And I'll just list what they are. Marshall County Landfill Commission, the Area Agency on Aging, Central Iowa Juvenile Detention Commission, Secondary Judicial District Department of Correctional Services, Emergency Management Agency, Marshalltown Cluster Decategorization Child Welfare Service Plan, MEDIC, Central Associate Board of Directors, Mid-Iowa Community Action, Regional Workforce Investment Board, the Region 6 Planning Commission, Substance Abuse Treatment Unit of Central Iowa, that's SATUSI, the Advisory Committee on Intergovernmental Relations, Marshall County Early Childhood, Central Iowa Recovery Board of Representatives, the 28E Board for Central Iowa Community Services, approval of official newspapers for 2016. Then item 6, Marshall County Discrimination Disclaimer. And item number 7 has been taken off or amended. And these are our items on the consent agenda for this board meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the consent agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
And just to add, you know, there's other meetings that we do attend, like the Fair Board meetings, the different things that we all attend, like chamber meetings, medic meetings, which is on here.
Farm Bureau.
Farm Bureau meetings, partnership meetings, and many service club meetings that we do attend through the course of the year. So I guess I feel like it's a pretty active way to get represented through the county, so the county people do know
Yes.
what areas that we do. And we always welcome anybody's got any questions or comments on anything on different programs. So that's just some of the items that we are representing in our county. We do have a motion. We got a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Gravenbauer.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 8, secondary road funding agreement. This is discussion action on the agreement with the Iowa DOT titled Federal Aid Agreement for a Surface Transportation Program Project number STP S-S-CO64, parentheses 123, 5E-64, Iowa DOT Agreement number 115-STPS-026. And Paul Geilenfeld will get Paul up here, and just to let us know, this is a resurfacing of T29 from Iowa 96, 6 miles to East 27 Garwin Road. And Paul, I'll let you explain all that.
This agreement is for the Wallace Avenue project that we're going to let in March, and getting this agreement in place and getting it into the DOT just keeps us on that March schedule. Our federal aid money comes to us through the DOT, and we have to have an agreement with the DOT to just say that we are going to follow the federal rules that we need to have in place to make use of the federal funds.
Okay.
What type of surfacing are you going to do here?
This is going to be a cold in place recycle and then a hot mix overlay over that.
Okay.
And we are going to do the widening similar to what we did out west of town. We feel like we're getting good value out of doing a little bit of paved shoulder on the outside of our resurfacing. We have to widen before we cold in place and then overlay the entire width, but getting that edge of that pavement outside of that white line a couple feet is going to save us a ton of money on shoulder maintenance, because we get the blowout from the heavy truck traffic, and that rock, we are constantly having to go back and fill that edge rut. So this really reduces the risk of edge ruts when we get that little bit of paved shoulder out there.
Are we going to do anything as far as extending the intersections, like we did?
We
South.
certainly, it is not in the plans, but we certainly, we can do that at the time of pre-construction. It does add a little bit of tonnage, but I would like to do that just because of the heavy traffic on Wallace. We are
Yeah.
doing that on 96. We're hopeful that we can get really competitive bid prices because it's not exactly common that Manats works in Marshall County, but they are currently awarded the contract for Highway 96 that's happening next summer. So there's a 10-mile project right there, and our Wallace Avenue project touches 96. So Manats is going to get competitive with this bid, I think.
So our portion of this federal project is 6 miles, and it's 10 miles total?
10 miles is the Highway 96 project that's going to be happening. So there's going to be a
Right.
lot of improvement going on in that part of the county. 96 is going to go from 14, I think, all the way through Rhinebeck.
Okay.
Really?
And then our project will go from 96 down to Garwin Road. That'll be 6 miles. The federal aid portion we're guessing is going to be right at 25% right now. We can go up to 80%, but we just have to take what we can of our federal
The STP money?
choice. Yes.
Yep. Is it going to make a difference now that we actually have a federal highway bill that's been signed?
That actually is future years. I mean, it's not in the current that we
Okay.
are in, but it's definitely, you know, contractors see that and they definitely see a long-term bill as something they can plan personnel and equipment on. And so I'm just happy that they got something more than a 3-month extension.
Well, I can't remember the last time we had a signed federal highway bill.
It's been a while since it was anything more than just an extension on an
Right.
extension.
Okay, back to what they're gonna do. Do you rotor out the top of it?
We
And then lay
start
it
by doing what we call cold in place recycle, where they'll grind down
Yeah,
the
okay.
top 3 or 4 inches and put oil in that, and it's a cold process. It isn't really a hot mill, but it will lay that back down right after it's recycled and compact it down, and then that has to cure out for a couple of days. And you'll remember that on the landfill road that it was a couple weeks it sat there as they try to get the moisture out of it, and then it's fit for resurfacing after it reaches a certain density.
So then the hot mix goes on top of that?
Yes,
Yeah.
2 lifts.
Well, I know the people in the northeast quadrant of the county will be happy that Wallace is finally getting taken care of.
It gets a lot of
Yep.
truck traffic. It hauls a lot of aggregate and a lot of ag loads, so it definitely gets a high truck percentage.
Yes, it does.
So between that and 96, that's going to make pretty good.
Oh,
quantity-
boy.
quantity
Yep.
up there.
Yeah, it'll be darn near from the north to south portion of the county between this and 146 and
We
and
do
Wallace.
need to go from East Main down to 146 yet,
Right.
but that's an upcoming project.
Okay.
All right, we need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve entering into this agreement with the Iowa DOT, project number STP-S-C6064, parentheses 123-5E-64, with the Iowa DOT agreement number 1-15-STP-026.
Mr. Chairman, I second this motion.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
And just a clarification, the project number is STPSC064.
Yes.
It was changed around when it was stated. Okay, Gravenbauer,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 9, secondary road. You're up again, Paul. Award of the BROS-C064, parentheses 31-5F-64 contract. Discussion and possible action to move on to award of the contract with Peterson Contractors of Rhinebeck in the amount of $368,318.04. This project consists of replacement of a concrete bridge, the Crooked Bridge, at the intersection of 105th Street and Hart Avenues. This project is funded with federal bridge funds and farm-to-market funds. This has got to make a lot of people happy that we're even
Yes.
having this,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
there's-
Mr.
Yes,
Patton?
yes, I'm glad that you hesitated.
I bet this has been in the works
I
for
almost choked.
30 years.
It's been right in and out of the program for probably at least 20 to 25 years.
This
Yeah.
goes back to when Dale Martin was
Yeah.
on the board.
Yes.
And it's,
What do you have to say about it, Mr. Engineer?
I'm just very happy that we did get this let, and we got 3 competitive bids, and our low bid was over $129,000 lower than the second bid. So it was very competitive, but we did very well on the competitive bidding process. Our bid of $368,318.04 is an excellent.
When would this start, Paul?
It is a working days type contract, like all of them that we let at the DOT. So they have a late start date listed on the contract of, I should be able to tell you that fairly quick. Late start date of July 5th, and they have 70 working days. So this will happen next construction season, and we haven't had any, conversations with Peterson's yet to know what their dance
Sure.
card looks like. But
So it will not start before the 5th of July?
no, it has to start, they will start being charged working days on the 5th of July, whether or not they start. They have a late start
I'm
date.
just curious and wondering about the crop season.
Yeah, and it's,
Crop season.
with 70 working days, I mean, it's unlikely that this project won't impact either planting or harvest, one of the
Sure.
two. It is also, I think, unlikely, though, that it will get both. So
I see.
if we, I'd just soon get them out of the way and get them done right away in the spring, and
But the way the bridge is now, Bill, are we?
You can't use it anyway.
Doesn't make any
I was gonna-
difference.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing it impacts is.
A pickup truck.
A pickup truck, and it can't be 3/4 ton unless you're illegal, so.
so the best bet is I'm gonna hope that we can get it out of there as quick as we can
Yep.
and get it going.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approved to award this contract to Peterson Contractors Incorporated of Rhinebeck, Iowa, in the amount of $368,318.04, and authorize the chairman to sign the contracts and bond after submittal of approved documents.
Mr. Chairman, I will happily second that.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I'll just let you know the process. These blank contracts I will send to Peterson's, so you won't need to sign the contract and bond until we get the
Until we
signed
get that.
contract back
Okay,
from
okay.
Peterson.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Nope.
We're making history here.
Not
on
on this one. This is
We're
pretty
we're
good.
almost making history here. Write that down, Bennett, that we're kind of making
So when it's
history.
replaced, is it still called the Crooked Bridge?
Oh, yes.
It'll be that forever.
In the honor of its name, it is.
In the
gonna
honor.
be-
Yeah.
It is gonna be built crooked as well. It is
Built
gonna still, the new one
Yeah.
is
It will
still
still
gonna
be
be
the same,
crooked.
right?
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Okay.
The footprint is the same, it goes back in crooked.
Exactly the way
Yeah.
it is,
Now,
okay.
is it gonna be wide enough?
It's gonna be wider. We're gonna do a 30-foot wide bridge and,
So
but it.
then what happens
the-
when they make 40-foot wide?
We'll be gone.
We'll be gone.
The,
You weren't supposed to ask that, but it makes it difficult.
the crooked part was really just to save costs and right of way and grading, because there's a 4-way intersection and it sits like,
Sideways.
yeah, and so it can kind of serve 2 roads at the same time, but
Perfect.
it is still crooked and it will still be
And
crooked.
it still will be, okay.
All right, we had a motion, discussion, followed by, motion and second, followed by discussion. Roll call, please.
Gravenbauer,
Yes.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thanks.
One other question, Paul. Have we heard anything from the DOT on the grant application that the city put in for the Center Street Bridge?
Not yet. City of Marshalltown and City of LeGrand. We've got 2 in there.
Correct. Yep.
City of.
No news.
Oh, that's that one, that South
Yes,
Wood Bridge,
the railroad bridge.
Railroad Bridge.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
But I was told that by the guy that I took the documents to, that he goes, that it'll likely be January before we know. Some people were optimistic, thinking we might know in December, but the guy that I turned the documents in wasn't as confident that that would happen. So
Well, we've been on such a roll this morning. I
Yeah,
thought you
we
just
just keep- we
mi-
just kinda keep
just
it going.
might have some good
I would, as
news.
soon as I find out, I will definitely not keep that from you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on to public forum. This is time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in the public forum. I would, just to say, we're starting tomorrow with our budget meetings, usually 2 a day for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
And departments will be coming to us, and we're getting things put together. And looking forward to get everything balanced and working and ready for a good budget new year starting in July. So department heads, we'll be looking forward to seeing you. Hearing nothing else, we will stand adjourned. Our next regular session meeting is January 12th, 2016 at 9 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the county auditor and recorder's office or the Board of Supervisors office by Thursday, January 7, 2016 at 1 p.m. There will be no further business to come in front of the board. We are adjourned at 9:21.